Ja. Und damit ein herzliches Willkommen und hallo zur weiteren Let's Play Fake Order. Ich bin es im Zimmerfix. Beim letzten Mal sind wir hier weiter hinabgestoßen in die Tiefen des Void Spaces. Dort haben wir die Entdeckung gemacht, dass aus dem Blut von unserer guten Van Gogh Monster entstanden sind. Wir tun jetzt aktuell hier Van Gogh ein wenig zurückhalten, denn die Dame ist hier kurz vorm nervlichen Zusammenbruch, aber es sieht auch nicht bei den anderen unbedingt so viel besser aus. Denn die Nemos sind hier eskaliert und wollten hier schon um sich schlagen, doch dann, ja, kam Jean-Yu wieder zurück, hat uns hier geholfen und wir haben gemerkt, dass es einen Verräter gibt, einen, der uns täuscht. Verräter wissen wir noch nicht, aber zumindest jemand, der uns getäuscht hat, und zwar Hokusai, die ebenfalls hier ist. Und die goldene Frage ist natürlich, was macht die werte Dame hier? Und was hat sie mit uns vor? Ich würde einfach mal sagen, darauf werden wir gleich eine schöne Antwort finden. Hoffe ich zumindest. Machen wir mal einen von diesen Buffs einsetzen. Ich meine, sie sind definitiv nicht schlecht. Und die Gegner werden hier deutlich kniffliger in letzter Zeit. Ja. Ja. Ne, ach, lassen wir das jetzt einfach mal. Ich verlasse mich einfach darauf, dass wir das irgendwie hinbekommen. Also, passt. Dann legen wir los und schauen doch mal, wieso Hokusai hier da ist. Oder ob sie einfach gedacht hat, das ist Foreigner Day. Aber Foreigner Day war schon. Well, guess the cat's out of the bag now. That's right, it's me, the invincible swimsuit submaster, painter and fairy, Katsuga Hokusai. That is hardly the time and place for that stick. Yeah, just forget. Yes, I did. All right. I just can't pretend to be my younger self sober any longer. Not even past the spirit origin scan. You were this one distinguished yourself as a marine, Oi. Anyway, how do you know it was me, Master? Das konntest nur du, die Abigail oder Image Summer sein. Is it cause I'm a foreigner? Ja, eigentlich schon. You've been leaving clues here and there. Nee, es war eindeutig. Well, expect for the Marines. They all have basically the same personalities. You can think of them as one person and sharing 12 bodies. You noticed, huh? Yeah, I drew those little spurs on the cheeks there myself. I thought it'd be cuter that way. Ah, okay, stimmt. Besides, it's more fun having one that's not exactly like everyone else, you know? You were the only marine who customized it all. Yeah, you got me there. This little lolly was so well made, I couldn't help but try one a bit. The swirls I drew actually teeny tiny dragon's crest. I'll show you them later. Sie schaut gerade so boshaft. Aber Hokusai kann doch nicht böse sein, aber okay. Foreigner, ihr wisst ja. Anyway. Now that it's settled, let's get going. Oh, and if you got bored, you can always take a grin at the picture scores I painted. Also remember the scrolls you showed me back then. Dieses Lachen, Mann, das ist genauso wie bei Yang, so richtig diabolisch. I've seen that one in the database too. It's called Kapiso, operating on Guntiam, and it's one of the few known paintings by Katsuki Oi that still exists today. It's about a gruesome painting that depicts the famous General Guan Yu ignoring the pain of his wound while playing Go. Ah, you guys remember the painting, Master Mesh? Glad you here to made an impression on you. I'll be honest, I remember the painting. Shut you up when I saw how this miniature looked like a game board. I thought that's it. I just swapped the shogi board out for a Go one. I can't lose. What happened to Toto-sama? Der ist da oben links. Toto-sama's empty right now. Well, more like he's busy being an antenna to the outer god. So you're the one behind all this? Yeah, you could say that. I mix water and ink into the void to make these seas dangerous. I've been painting rocks and monsters left and right to slay them, Master. I did that sonar thingy I heard about at the workshop to the monsters. I got the idea to hide them in the space between go-board spaces by sneaking a peek at the bridge. I did it all to stop you and the ship, Master. I don't understand. Why would you do that? Ain't it obvious? For a painter, this white sepia is a dream come true. It's like one giant blank camera stretching out faster I can see, and you all gotta do the painter is there into the white wall. What kind of painter would I be if I didn't try to paint something here? But for some reason, I thought the summer wasn't convinced. He kept humming and hurrying about whether it was okay for us to paint here or not. So just this once I gave him a pop on the noggin and disobeyed him. I decided I was gonna get a Nautilus myself. Come hell or high water. That was how he ended up like this, and I've been doing on my own ever since. No way, I don't buy it. You might be a genius painter, but you don't have any skills that would let you disguise yourself as a Nemo Marine. Or that, I got something of a metaphysical critical when I used the item construction. It'll let me pass the ship scans. I also locked up in the Spirit and ended up fighting for dominance with my saber wand. Since that, knocked out my vital signs. That made us slun away a piece of a cake. You've got to be kidding me. Nothing we can do about it then. Excuse me, can I just say one thing, please? It's a pleasure to properly meet you, Lady Kazuki Hokusai. My name is Yang Yuan. I am historically known as Yang Fei. I'm also a foreigner, just like you are. Yeah, I know, and damn if you ain't even more of a beauty than I'd heard. I'd love to paint you a portrait sometime. So, what a nation-running princess like you want to say to a humble painter like me? Have you really sworn loyally to the outer god? Can't be further from my mind. I just want a little time to paint all the pictures I can. You don't mind staying a little longer, do you, Master? I'm just asking you to keep the ship here at about 200 years or so. That way, I won't have to sick any more beasties on you, or threaten you with cannons or anything like that. You can all just hang out, relax and enjoy yourselves. How's that sound? No, not great to be honest. That's so. In that case, Master, I think this is exactly what I was summoned for. All you have to do is give the order. Yang, everyone, you know what you have to do. Mingebell, understood. I'll do whatever it takes to subdue you. Hang in there, Goofy. Also okay, Leute. Das finde ich jetzt nicht so beeindruckend. Es wäre jetzt ehrlich gesagt cooler gewesen, wenn so, also Goch im Endeffekt so, die anderen Foreigners eben dazu bringen würde, das wurde ja eigentlich immer gesagt, auszulassen und eben hier vor Gott zu beschwören. Aber wenn ich jetzt einfach so sehe, okay, sie ist einfach böse geworden, das finde ich jetzt nicht ganz so cool. Weil Hokusai ist halt einfach so, another bad buffs, was macht ihr denn da für schöne Sachen? Das finde ich ja gar nicht geil. Okay. Ist in Ordnung? Ja. Okay, passt. Dann. So, wichtig ist der Skill. Nein. Okay, wir haben verkackt. Ja, okay, wir haben verkackt, liebe Leute. Ich wollte ihr eigentlich genügend Quizzes geben, dass ihr irgendwann mit so Bild hat, aber ich glaube, das ist so 40 Quizzes, wenn man seine eigenen Skills halt nicht kennt. Na gut, dann lassen wir uns mal überraschen, wie das jetzt wird. Machen wir echt nicht gut, liebe Leute. Machen wir echt nicht gut. Chance Based Event. Habe ich schon. Grausig das Skill, Mann. Komm, das heißt, wir können sie theoretisch nicht killen oder eben nicht. Ja! Chance Based Event, Chance Based Event, Chance Based Event. Oh, sehr gut in der Chance Based Event, sehr gut. Ja! Nicht cool, Mann. Nicht cool, was sie da anstellt, Mann. Okay, und man kann sie auch... Also wurscht, liebe Leute, wir schaffen es trotzdem. At least I hope it. Wir haben... okay, jetzt war schon das erste Bild. Was ist der Geschossbisse mit? Ja, hahaha, denkst du, wir brauchen Boss, Mann. Wir haben Gläserwette, Baby, Mann. So. Für die hat sie jetzt ausgemalt hier. So. Und meine Yang, die wird einfach nicht geterrort. Die Castores fallen alle auf die Knie, Mann. Aber Yang noch nicht. So. 2 Pages. Yeah. Okay, Leute. Das lief mittelmäßig. Beachtlich mittelmäßig. Nicht furchtbar, mittelmäßig, würde ich behaupten. Looks like I might have bitten off a little more than I'm not sure. I can't believe how strong she is. She's nothing like her file in the database. Is she linked to the outer god? Is that all it takes to make someone this much stronger? Still, at least we've got her on the ropes now. Lady Hokusai, I have one last question for you. When I asked you if you were the one behind all this, you said, yeah, you could say that. Now I want you to elaborate on that statement. Tell me, was the being who enticed you into doing this a god or a human? Mates me? Well no, someone called me to me and I answered. Someone far, far away, a voice from the deepest reach of the World Sea. And does that mean? Nope, no more yapping, fights and fires, might to be the flowers, but battling with a no phantom is as our expense flower. Ring, 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 on search the Soka. Imperial edict, in the name of His Imperial Highness, consort I, young Tazan. Both of you, cut it out! Hokusai? Genau, es war nämlich Gochs Stimme, das dachte ich mir. Huh, Van Gogh? What happened over there, nurse? Oh, I'm sorry, Van Gogh surprised me and tied me up. Hokusai, Hokusai, Hokusai. I've been wanting to meet you. Well, now, so I've got another beauty on board and ain't never seen before. You're the one who called me here. I called you? Deeper, deeper. Further, further. Did I? Also, did I hear him say your name was Van Gogh, as in Vincent van Gogh, the painter from the Netherlands? Yes, that's me. I'm honored if you heard of me. Nah, that ain't right. Who are you really? Oh, since I got something to say, and it's you'd better believe I've been looking up work from artists to start painting after that. That definitely goes for Mr. Van Gogh's work too. I spent a hell of a long time studying his painting. And the moment I took a gander at them, I could tell them right away that they were just like mine. Don't get me wrong, it means the word to me knowing one of the world's biggest names took a liking to my work. But why Van Gogh's might Dark Hokusai style? They say he was always more a fan of Hiroshige youngster. You know what? I believe it. I can practically smell Hiroshige's hands love Van Gogh's work. That tells me Van Gogh was a guy, not a gal. An 8th century fella who probably caught more than his share of cults. Ja, weil das eine große Bedeutung hat im Fate-Universum, gell? Trust me, it takes a lot more to become a shaman to change a painter's whole essence. Just take a look at that Da Vinci guy. So now, this is a pot calling cattle black there, but I don't know you. Oh, you're a real lady. You might call yourself Van Gogh, but... Huh. Tja, meldete den Tag, mehr oder weniger. Auch wenn ich glaube, dass das nicht das wahre Ziel war. That was my glamorous Chaldea special attack. I do hope you liked it. I trust you don't mind, Maxie. It seemed like she'd said everything she had to say. Yeah, no problem. Good. Now you can deal with the bigger problem at hand. I look forward to seeing just how deep your love really goes. I know not exactly what sort of problem Van Gogh is struggling with, but do we really have another choice but to pry into it now? I mean, we're under so much pressure and Captain isn't here with us either. Hey, Gochi. Who's that? It can't be me. It looks like I'm just a nameless foreigner who calls Hokusai to the Void Sea and tried to kill you all. I don't care about any of that. Besides, it looks like the worst is behind us now. Can I just ask you one thing, Master? Do you know who I really am? The true identity of my rock spirit? One thing at a time, okay? Let's just take it easy for now. Please tell me. Clytie. That wasn't me. Clytie. Wer ist, muss ich wissen, wer Clytie ist? Ist das sein Bruder, seine Schwester? Das ist schon wieder, muss ich schon wieder alles nicht kennen. Das ist oder seine Geliebte? Clytie. Ah, they're all glitching. Come on, guys, cut it out. There's no reason Captain's being keeping that to himself. Clytie. Right, I remember now. That name was tucked away deep inside the knowledge I received from the throne. I see. That's the perfect name for me. Oh, is that why I bloomed? Uh-oh. Do you know, Master? Even after hearing that name, I still can't help but think of myself as Van Gogh. I can't escape his memories either. So I'll go to do my best to die on my own. Somewhere deeper and further away, where I won't make any trouble for any of you. Goodbye, Master. Goodbye, Lady Yangafei. Goodbye, everyone. A heartfelt handshake to each of you. Please give my regards to Nemo. Huh? This can't be happening. Coffee, why? This is terrible. Why do things never seem to go away? No, mind it now. We have to wake Captain up. Then we can go look for coffee. Right. This is very confusing for everyone. But we'll do our best to help as much as we can. Und Hokusai wird irgendwo festgebunden, Mann. Das ist ganz ernsthaft, Mann. Also ihr Auftritt war irgendwie seltsam, Mann. Also sie... Ja, okay, na, es passt eigentlich schon, weil es ist halt... im Endeffekt hat Goch auch wahrscheinlich sie getäuscht, dass sie hier andrücken soll. So, the unthinkable dissolving. Hört sich nicht ganz so nett an. Was löst sich hier auf? I'm really sorry, everyone. I guess the memory partition logic still has some serious bugs. I'll ask Sion to refine it as soon as we get back to the Wandering Sea. Of course, this doesn't change the fact that I pull all of you in danger, and on top of it, now Van Gogh is up and disappeared. I can't tell you how sorry I am. I don't think I'll ever be able to make amends for this mess. It's okay. We haven't permanently lost anything yet. Thank you, Maxie. Alright, getting back on track, we need to prepare for the final phase of this operation. Let's start by assessing our current situation. Right. First, the Nemo Marines that were behaving correctly are still operating, albeit with the personnel temporarily suspended. The rest of the Nemo series are functioning as usual, though their opinions on what should do next remain divided. That's largely because I'm still conflicted about this whole thing myself. I won't ever let my thoughts shut down like that again, though. Sounds like your mind's just about made up. Hokusai is in a slimmer, but she looks sane. Indeed, Totosama has woken up to. Love tough, she claims he doesn't remember anything. Maybe so, but it doesn't mean we can let her out. There's no telling when she might start acting up again. The professor and I examined her spiritual graph, and it seems her skills were legally modified. Father-daughter bond, the skill she uses to fight off the evil god's influence was temporarily weakened. In exchange, her item construction skill was significantly enhanced. Disturbing though it may be, if this is the method the evil god used to influence her, then it is well within our means to counterattack. I have already equipped her with some mystic code that should neutralize the weakening effects. Now all we can do is wait and see what happens next. Also gut, das ist ihre Swimsuit-Uniform. Fortunately, she has been quite cooperative since her capture. So for the time being, she should no longer be concerned. In that case, we have just to figure out what to do about Goffy. Right. We searched the entire ship, top to bottom, but we haven't found her anywhere. There's no trace of her in our system logs either. It's like she completely disappeared. Just a minute. Are we already gonna talk about how she wasn't actually Vincent van Gogh in the first place? For that matter, who is this lighty person anyway? I'm sorry, I think there were a lot of gaps in the knowledge I received from the throne. Clyde is a figure from Greek mythology. She's not very well known, so it's not surprised that you might not have heard of her. She's one of the 3,000 Okeaniads, the water nymph daughters of the Titan of the Seas Okeanos, and his wife and sister Thetis. Her story is one of a tragic love, envy, and desolation. Long, long ago, Apollo, god of the sun and art, had fallen deeply in love yet again, and this time with a human. Her name was Leucote. As the daughter of Orchamus, king of Persia, she was one of the most beautiful women in the world. But although Apollo yearned deeply for Leucote, he already had a lover. Clyde, a water nymph. Though quite beautiful in her own right, she first despaired upon learning that Apollo had lost interest in her, then grew mad with envy. Shortly thereafter, Clyde began killing King Orchamus' heirs with all manner of wild stories about his daughter, with no regard for her truth of her tales. Enraged, Orchamus called Leucote before him and had her put to death. Apollo's heart broke in his grief, but even with Leucote gone, he never returned to Clyde's side. From then on, love would forever be beyond Clyde's. Though she regretted her actions, Clyde could never bring herself to abandon her love for the sun. Morning, noon, and night, she fixed her gaze upon the sun, and in time she transformed from a nymph into a single flower. Eine Sonnenblume. I never would have imagined that Van Gogh was actually a character from Greek mythology. Aber wieso dachte sie dann, dass sie Goch war? Anyway, did I get Clyde's story right, Captain? Yes, that was spot on. Thanks, Mesh. When we first met Goff, her flower girl motif almost immediately reminded me of Cleese, the water nymph who had falling out with Apollo. The flower she becomes at the end of her story is called a heliotrope, which means something like to always face the sun. However, later retellings often depict her turning into a sunflower instead. Of course, the Van Gogh we know also used sunflower prominently in a variety of ways, but so did Van Gogh the painter. He often used sunflowers in his painting to represent the sun's warmth. In fact, some of his best known work is actually a serious painting titled Sunflowers. On top of that, both our Van Gogh and the painter Van Gogh tended toward self-destruction. True, Vincent van Gogh was very intelligent, but he also struggled to manage his passion, which sometimes leads to him harming himself. My Clive's story definitely shows how unrequited love can make one do foolish things. I think the fact that her intense regrets made her turn into a flower could also be seen as a need to punish herself. When you think about it, for two heroic splits with different backgrounds, even genders, Van Gogh and Clyde do have a lot in common. I guess Van Gogh's spirit origin is actually mostly Clyde's. For one thing, further analysis shows us that she has a high-ranked divinity, something you rarely see on servants from modern eras. At first I thought that was just because she's a foreigner, but if she's actually a nymph directly descended from Titans, that would explain it much better. Yet despite that, her memories are all Vincent van Gogh's rather than Clyde's. Which means she must be a phantom spirit. She could also be a high servant. Both hair Van Gogh and side and Clyde's side from fairly high rank after all. I don't know, but I do know that unlike you and me, she's been melded together from her very separate parts. Now she's a rock spirit with the mind and body of Clyde, a female nymph, and Van Gogh, a male artist. Her very existence is one giant contradiction. It's no wonder she's so unstable. No, I see. That must be what the other gods are after. You think so? I do. I can tell after all. I'm the one. I'm in one sense, I'm an outer god myself. So I can understand what they are thinking, though only up to a point. When these gods set about making their rogue spirit we know as Van Gogh, it must have been for the purpose of invading your world, that is, modern-day Earth. The way from the outer to the inner, and from the void to the reality is long and treacherous. It is not the sort of path that can be crossed in a single leap. Indeed, even the strongest of gods could die a sudden ignominious death if they were to stumble in the wrong spot. So they must have sought a place they could use as a foothold into the world, a brickhead, or outpost of sorts. They found it in one void space. It is completely unobservable zone, both next door neighborhood and distant destination, a reality space separate only by a thin wall of recognition. Excuse me, I'm sorry for interrupting, but does it mean this mysterious enemy already knows about void space? I would think so, yes. We will need to come up with a means to counter that strategy upon our return. At any rate, we now know that their plan was to send a heroic spirit to void space on an expedition to discover more of the yet unknown paradise. To do this, they summon Van Gogh to the void, where she proceeds to call Hokusais and wait for us to arrive. They clearly already have means of access in void space, yet instead of coming here directly, they choose to send a heroic spirit in the place. I cannot profess to know what led to this decision, but given what we know of their goal, certainly their chosen heroic spirit must be capable of creating the base of operation they would need. Furthermore, if we think back on what Van Gogh has accomplished thus far, we can surmise that she was given 3 duties to fulfill. 1. Requisition local personnel. 2. Create a local base. And 3. Defy the requisition personnel. Okay, liebe Leute, das hört sich ja mehr oder weniger alles sehr, sehr, sehr schlimm an. Doch ich würde sagen, bevor wir jetzt hier noch was, wenn wir nicht weitergeritten, machen wir noch mal einen kleinen Cut.